and welcome back to The Give and Go. I'm your coach, Reynoso, here with my boy
Soltero. What's up, y'all?
Folks, welcome to a new edition, a new show being added to The Give and Go, the weekend preview. Obviously, you guys have seen our weekend recaps. We tend to do those every single club football weekend, recapping the biggest games, the biggest moments, the biggest headlines. But now we wanted to add an extra layer of preview. What are the games that we're watching out for most going into this weekend? All across the club football landscape, what players, what matchups stand out to you? And just talking, getting excited about these dope games this weekend. And we have some fun ones this weekend with some rivalries all across the world.
Yes, sir, man. Very, very, very excited, but also very nervous, man.
Very nervous.
Because I want to start with Atletico here. This is the most important game for me, I think, for all colchoneros across the world, because going into this weekend, this is the worst start under Diego Simeone for Atletico Madrid. That's been, 12, 13 years?
Damn.
Yeah. 2 points out of 9. 2 points out of 9 available. It's been awful, man. It's been terrible. We've only scored 3 goals, which I think is very notable because, I mean, you look at the transfer window that Atleti had, we just got attacking player after attacking player after attacking player added to our roster. 3 goals is unacceptable in 3 matches, bro. We got to be averaging at least 2 goals a game, especially if we want to keep up with Barcelona and Real Madrid this season. We just haven't made the cut, bro. We haven't made the cut. But the thing is, if you watched our preview going through La Liga, this is kind of what I was worried about. Would we have enough time to quickly integrate all of these new players? So far, the answer has been clearly no, bro. Clearly no. Yeah. And it's got me losing sleep. It's got me sweating. And it's got me very, very nervous for this weekend because with Atleti in bad form, we're playing the exact opposite in a team in Villareal who is flying very high right now. They were pretty decent last year. I see Villareal this year as a new version of what they were last year. I think they're faster, they're more confident in their attack, but they're also pretty deep.
And they're defensive too. I think they've only conceded 1 goal so far in 3 games. Buchanan and Pepe going off so far. Villareal is definitely an improved squad upon what we saw last year. And Atletico Madrid, man, I've been so worried about you. I've been up sick just thinking about you, like a mother who waits for his son to come home and he doesn't come back till 8 a.m. the next day. I just been worried. How's Atleti treating you right now? And I'm glad you're letting me know because it's not off to a good start. It gets a little bit more worrisome when I see that potentially you might be missing out with Thiago Almada, who got an injury at the international break, and Alex Baena too, who is set to return late September. Those are 2 of some of your best offensive talent gone for this game, bro. So who are you looking at in this game to step up in their place?
It's not even an individual player that I'm looking for. I'm looking for overall offensive cohesion, man, because it just hasn't been there at all in these first 3 matches. But I think that's the biggest challenge for Diego Simeone. How does he take the old DNA that he's had for the last 4 or 5 years, because we've been very defensive, specifically these last 3 seasons, how does he take that DNA and transform it with these 6, 7, 8 new players that we have at the club, man? It's crazy because we signed a lot of players a month ago. At the deadline, we also got Nico Gonzalez and Raspadori.
That's crazy.
2 more attackers to already Alex Baena and Thiago Almada, and you can even add in Ruggeri from fullback.
Wow.
It's crazy, man. So we have to figure this out. And here's the thing. First 3 matches, all right, we just couldn't make the cut. You know, we started off with a bad loss against Espanyol, then we got 2 very lackluster draws. We are now at home. It's our 4th match of the season. We have to win this. That's the thing. I'm not going to sound the alarms yet unless we lose this match, but I'm expecting a win here. I'm expecting a response from Simeone, from the entire squad, whether it's Griezmann showing up as a veteran with Almada out, whether it's Julian Alvarez returning to form that we saw last year. I don't care who it is. But as a team, as a coach for Simeone, we have to win this game. I do not care the form that Villareal are in. I do not care. If we consider ourselves a top 3 team in La Liga, it's win or bust this weekend.
These early season games in whatever league, it's always about setting a foundation, creating that momentum for a successful rest of the season. That's why I see this game as super, super important for both sides, man. Weird start for Atleti. They have to respond now at home. They have to win. I agree with everything you just said. But for Villareal, if they want to cement themselves in what they're trying to build so far as a team that can do more than place in the top 5, but go into that top 3, infiltrate the top 3, and potentially take Atletico Madrid's spot. This is your chance to prove to yourself that you're the real deal after 3 really good games. Now, this is the toughest opponent you will face. Get the victory away from home here, and Villareal could set the foundation for what could be a really fun season for them. I need your predictions, Salts. How do you see this game going?
I think it's going to be tight. It's going to be real tight, man, because realistically, Atletico has a lot of work to do. But I think our experience can come into play here. I think we can take advantage of that. Take advantage of the home crowd. Okay. We've had a nice break over this international window. Players are going to come back reinvigorated. I think it'll be a 1-goal margin here, either 1-0, 2-1, something like that.
Okay. Atleti wins.
Atleti wins, though. It's what I'm expecting. It's what I think will happen. But Villareal, as you said, man, they could rewrite the narrative for this season if they win this match.
I got this being a tie. It's going to be a relegation battle for Atletico Madrid.
I can't take a tie, bro. I can't. I'm not bartering here. I'm not haggling with you. This take isn't for sale, bro.
There ain't nothing on the line for me here. But all right. I'm just letting you know. When we return, it's going to be a tie. Although I hope Atleti wins for your own mental state, bro. It's getting bad, bro. It's getting bad. I'm seeing you. Bro. This is too bad too early. We need to keep you high, man, for the rest of the season.
If we lose, we'll still only have 2 points. And, if Madrid win, for example, they'd be on 12 points. There'd be a 10-point gap between Madrid and Atletico. 4 games in the damn season, bro. Jesus. It cannot happen. Atletico has to win. We have to win.
Staying in La Liga, we have Barcelona set to face off against Valencia on Sunday. Barcelona coming off of a tie against Rayo Vallecano in a crazy, dramatic match. Joan Garcia having a big game in goal, and Vallecano having a good match overall, taking it to Barcelona. But now Barca is matched against 9th ranked at the moment, Valencia. How do you see this game going? Is it back to business for this Barca side after getting that draw? International break, Barca players went off. I mean, Ferran got a goal, Rashford got a goal, Christensen got a goal, Lamine Yamal 2 assists, Pedri 2 golazos, Leva got a goal, Koundé good performances. I mean, Barca had a great international window. Time to translate that back over to the pitch.
Yeah, and you look at Valencia, who actually got a great result against Getafe before the break. Still a mid-team in La Liga, right? The Valencia, the players themselves, the quality, I think, has a clear limitation, especially the way that they play. They're going to be physical, and I think that will keep the game somewhat tight for a little bit. But I'm expecting Barcelona here to get a good win here, a solid win. For those reasons, the players are in ridiculous form at the international level. So let's see that at club level for Barcelona. And I think that's what a lot of Barca fans are going to be expecting, because before the break, I mean, a loss of points in that draw against Rayo Vallecano, little concerning. And then the game before that against Levante, bro, they were down 2-0, and they didn't get that 3rd goal until the 98th minute. So there's been some weird matches at the beginning of the season for Barcelona. They need to destroy all of these concerns and get a 2-3 goal win here against Valencia.
That's why I think my prediction would have been like 2-0 victory here. I think they're going to get a clean sheet. They're going to get back to business. This is the result that they're looking to get, a calm win for once instead of a dramatic last-minute type moment. Although for Valencia, I think the narrative for them, what they're going for is, can our defense be better this year than last? So far, it's been pretty good with Diakabe and that backline, and Tarrega having good games so far. 2 goals conceded in 3 games ain't bad for Valencia, bro. Yeah. It ain't. A team that was battling relegation last year. So this is an improved defensive squad. Hopefully, let's see if they can make it tough for Barca to break and, keep it tight. Maybe they can find themselves in another dramatic matchup with Barcelona, taking them by surprise. Those opportunities will always come if you're playing against Barcelona because of that high line. Can they finish them off? Valencia has a chance to, at the very least, surprise for a tie here, but I got Barca winning 2-0.
I got Barca winning as well, but yeah, you're right. I think that's what's going to make this interesting. Valencia also have similar attackers from last season, still in good form. Hugo Duro, Javi Guerra, for example. So I think they'll give Barcelona, honestly, hell on the pitch, but I'm just expecting that top quality to shine through. Have you seen, though, it's going to be at the Johan Cruyff Stadium, which only holds 6,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be tight. It's going to be a really intimate atmosphere for this quote unquote home game for Barcelona because the Camp Nou just needs licensing or something like that.
If you've ever wondered what Barca would look like if they were a 5th division Spanish side, this is the game to watch.
That's actually kind of dope to get a ticket to that one.
Yeah, you're going to be right there, bro. You can like coach the players and shit. Let's go on over to the Premier League where we have a couple of interesting matchups going into the weekend. The first one that stands out to me the most is the Manchester Derby. You got Manchester United going up against Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Everyone's going to be watching this game. It's just always so fun for me watching these two dysfunctional teams at times going up against each other. And, bro, things could not be crazier going into this matchup with Manchester United in 9th place at the moment. Actually off to a better start than Man City after 3 games. Man City in 13th place with 1 win and 2 losses. Both teams needing a victory here. And what momentum that could give them if they do it against their biggest rival.
Oh, yeah. I think this game's all about momentum, man. Both sides need the win desperately. I would say City more so than United, though. Let's be honest, man. If going into the season you expected City to be a title contender, this has been an awful start. Atleti-esque, if you will, bro. Only 3 points out of 9, 2 back-to-back losses. Tottenham, then Brighton. And this was my concern for City, bro. This was my concern going into the season. Obviously, their offense is pretty. It's still creative. There's a lot of fluidity with players like Marmoush, although I think he'll be injured for this weekend. But Sharky, I think, also still injured as well. But you still have players like Bernardo Silva, for example, that will still provide a lot offensively for Manchester City. Add in Erling Haaland, of course. But for me, it's not the offense for City. It's the defensive intensity. They lost it last year. They completely lost their defensive identity. And the thing is, I don't think it's on the players. It's all on Pep. I'm going to be watching this game to see when Pep decides to make a defensive scheme change. Because the way that they're playing right now under Pep's specific system, it leaves them very vulnerable at the back. And this is only going to help United to try and exploit that. But from a City perspective, I'm just going to be looking at that defense. Are they going to play tighter? Are they going to run harder? Are they going to be more aggressive? Because it has not been there for City defensively for 12 straight months.
At all. Yeah, at all. It's a completely different side. And it's why I think this matchup will actually be very, very tight with the opportunity to win for both sides, honestly. I don't see a clear favorite here, man. I don't
either.
I don't, which is a crazy thing. It's the reality of the situation now. For Manchester United, unfortunately, I do think they're going to be missing Mateus Cunha up front, so he won't be able to pick apart this Manchester City defense. More responsibility will be given on Mbeumo. Of course, Bruno Fernandes with his attacking prowess. But I'm curious to see, do they start Šeško? Does he finally get the start? I don't think he has started yet in a Premier League match. This would be the chance to give him 70, 80 minutes, maybe in a full 90, and give him the opportunity to gain some confidence with this Manchester United offense. It's time to see it, bro, because you spent so much money on him. I think you got to put him up top alongside Mbeumo and try to get the victory.
Yeah, I like that. For United, I'm kind of looking for the same thing. Yeah, I'm looking at the individual players to see who steps up. On paper, for me, this is the most talented United side in like a decade. On paper. So now, I think this season is about translating paper to pitch. Can it be done under Amorim? Who knows? I think we're going to find out on a week-to-week basis. This would be a hell of a way to get that momentum started, bro. Getting a win or a good result on the road against your city rival in Manchester City, I think it'd be dope. The players are there to make it happen. It's just the history's not there with this squad. It's just not there. But with new guy Šeško, with new guy Mbeumo, maybe it is possible. Maybe the tide will turn, or maybe history repeat itself and City just maintain this Manchester dominance.
I'm having trouble picking this one, man. I
was thinking like 2-2 draw. But I'll give the edge to City. I'm going to give the edge to City. Like maybe 2-1, 3-2.
I was thinking edge City. I just don't know. I don't think I'll see a draw. I'm not seeing a draw here.
Okay.
My prophecies aren't saying draw. I'm seeing 1-0 win.
To City?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just 1-0. Damn, it just came to me too. It's not going to be a pretty game, bro. It's not going to be pretty.
Casemiro red card.
Yeah.
Shit.
2 chances overall in the whole game. 1-0 victory for City. But folks, let us know, especially those United fans, what you think will happen in this game. Will United win this match? Let's stay in the Prem. Burnley faces off against first place leader right now, Liverpool, who are coming off of some very big results. A crazy Rio winner against Newcastle United to win it 3-2 and get full 3 points. And then following that impressive performance up with a victory against Arsenal 1-0. Dominique Szoboszlai, incredible free kick goal to carry Liverpool into the international break. Things are just going great for Liverpool right now, and they're set to go away to a Burnley side who has been good at home but been bad in away games. So this could be a big game for Burnley because I think they up their level when they host a match.
Liverpool doing Liverpool things to start this Prem season. 9 points out of 9. They've been perfect. And even though it's been crazy tight with those wild games against Newcastle and Arsenal, they still found a way to win those matches, bro.
Yeah.
This is literally what happened last year. And I started off as a doubter last year. I was like, I don't think they can do this on a week-to-week basis. But they proved me completely wrong. Went on to win the Premier League. And they've started off the season doing the damn same thing, man. Where no matter how tight it gets, no matter how offensive their opponent is, or how many goals their opponent scores, Liverpool will find a way to not just draw the game, but actually win it. So with that in mind, despite Burnley's feisty form, I only see Liverpool winning this match.
Same. I see them getting the result here. So we'll slide right back.
Hey, come on.
I mean, it's interesting, though, because Bradley had a good window, I think. And I wonder if he's ever going to essentially win that spot back or if Szoboszlai would continue to see it out until Frimpong comes back from injury.
Yeah.
That's been a fun little narrative, but Szoboszlai is so versatile, man. He can do it all. I love seeing him play, and I think he's just in great form at the moment. But then you also have Florian Wirtz getting a beautiful free kick goal against Germany. Good to see him gain that confidence to start the season. Mo Salah doing Mo Salah things. And up top, Hugo Ekitike, who got a few minutes with France, not a lot this international window, but I think he's building his role with the team. When will we see Isak? When will we see Isak?
I forgot about that. God damn it, man. Oh, it gets better for Liverpool. It gets better. God damn it.
When will we see him? Do we see him this game? For some reason, I feel like we won't.
For some reason, I feel like we won't too. I feel like there's just a lot of emotion with the signing that he's like needs time to cool off before he really gets integrated. Yeah, maybe we don't see him, and I don't think we need to in this match, to be completely honest. What I'm going to be looking for, though, is specifically Wirtz and Kerkez, because to be honest, I don't think they've been as good as they were last year with their respective clubs. It's early, though.
It's early.
I'm not saying this as a point of concern. I'm just saying this is going to be fun to watch out for. How does Wirtz really get going for Liverpool? How does he really find what works offensively for him, but also his teammates? That's what I'm really looking for. And Kerkez, too. I think he's just been, not as sharp as he was with Bournemouth. He's been just a little sloppy in his build-up, but I know he has the talent. So I'm going to be looking at him, too, to just, pick things up a little bit.
Yeah, I think they both had good second halves against Arsenal. I think that's perfect. Transition that momentum over to these games. I want to see a good full 90 from both. I agree. I think Kirk has been good defensively, but offensively hasn't shown the same thing that we saw with Bournemouth so far. It's early. I'm giving them time.
Yeah.
And against a Burnley side that I think will be a little tough to break, because I saw their game against Sunderland, the only victory so far in the Prem, when they hosted them at home, and their defense was tough. It was tough, bro. And you got standout players in Josh Cullen, the captain in the midfield, Jaden Anthony, who can definitely bag a goal, and Mejbri, who just had a great international window with Tunisia. They have good players.
Yeah.
I just think eventually it will crack and Liverpool will be able to take advantage.
No, absolutely. Burnley have built a fun side, to be completely honest.
Honestly.
They have South African striker Lyle Foster, got a bagged a goal as well. They have Marcus Edwards, the ex-Sporting player, in the bank. Hasn't played yet, but maybe finally he'll make an appearance here. So Burnley's got some fun players. Jaden Anthony as well, very direct. He had a great season for them last year in the championship. So, yeah, Burnley, I think, will, sting Liverpool a little bit. But I just think they'll be overwhelmed ultimately.
I'm going Liverpool 3-0.
Yeah, I was thinking like 3-1. I'm thinking 3-1.
We've done La Liga. We've done the Premier League. Let's go on over to Serie A, Italy. And highlight probably the biggest game this weekend with two big heavy hitters. Juventus, who's currently in first place, going up against Inter Milan. Inter Milan is a team that I had selected to win this league, a comeback victory after falling short against Napoli last year. And Juventus trying to do their resurgence into the top four, their resurgence into contender mode. This is an early big matchup between two teams with big aspirations this year in Italy, and Juventus will be hosting a big match here. How do you see this one going?
This is a big match. A big match early on, kind of Liverpool Arsenal-esque, man. You look at Inter Milan, and I think you're a little nervous actually going into this match. You lost the last match before the break against Udinese, though you did start the season off with a battering of Torino. Not bad, but the Club World Cup kind of lingers in my mind a little bit. The Champions League final definitely still lingers in my mind, and I think it's going to linger in a lot of Inter Milan fans' minds too, because you can't start off with another loss. You can't go two losses out of 3 to start the season when Napoli looks really good, and this would be 3 out of 3 for Juve.
Yeah.
So for Inter Milan, though it is the exact same squad pretty much as last season, I'm going to be looking for intensity, tenacity, more mental drive rather than the actual skill of the players, because I know the players can go all the way in Italy. I know they can go all the way to the Champions League. It's not about the talent for Inter Milan this season. For me, it's about mentality. How do they approach it, or do they let last season's shortcomings really affect them this year, especially with new coach Christian Kivu?
I think the new season has been really good for Juventus's mindset. They start off very fresh, very strong. Vlahovic and David are playing really well so far offensively, which is good to see. For me, Inter Milan, I think they're just a little confident going into the season. I think they know that later on they'll take care of business and get the results needed. So they went into this year not looking for that freshness in the same way that Juventus did, which is why we saw a bad result recently. But this game is big because I want to see if Inter Milan knows when and how to pick it back up.
Yeah.
I think they do. But this is a feisty opponent, bro. I'm looking at Juventus, and the players look good. Everyone's playing well. Like, Yildiz is balling out too up front. This could be a game where Juventus can win and cement themselves as a team trying to get into the top 3. It could definitely change the whole look of their season, bro. So I see this as a huge game. I think the midfield battle will be the most important part of this game. You got newcomer Sucic inserted into this Inter Milan squad, and that's really the only player that they've changed up in this lineup.
This is great.
I'm going Inter Milan. I think that prowess of being able to compete for Serie A, for the Scudetto, year in, year out will show. This is a big match. I trust Barella in big games. I think he will command the midfield alongside Çalhanoğlu. And Juventus, I think, are going to fall short here. I'm going 2-1 Inter Milan.
I think I'm going to go draw. I think I'm going 1-1.
Okay.
I'm going to go draw here in Turin. Juve's home. I think it'll be tight. I think Inter Milan will probably, dominate the match from their perspective, but I think Juve will definitely be dangerous. If anything, I might give Juve the edge here, which is surprising considering the narrative around Juve, but that's why I'm interested in this Juve team this season specifically, because I think over the course of this season, there's an opportunity for the Juve players to really mature, to really come into their own as individual players and make a name for themselves as Juve stars. And I'm looking specifically at Kenan Yildiz, man. He's 20 years old, but this is his team. It was just crazy. Juve's upper staff has basically said, we're not going to get any big names. We're not going to get big stars. We're going to rely on youth. And Yildiz, you have the keys to the offense.
Yeah.
So now every Juve game now, I'm going to be specifically looking at how Yildiz handles himself on the pitch, how often he tries to feed Vlahovic and David. That's got to be his number one priority. And then also, how creative can he get? How many goals can he himself get? He has a crazy opportunity here to really cement himself as the guy at Juventus at such a young age. And you look at the other side of the pitch, on the other wing, it's the same thing with Conceição. He's 22, 23, and he's the next best winger option that Juve have. It's not a good thing if you're going for Scudetto, but it's a good thing if you're looking at futures.
Sure, yeah.
You're looking at futures like, okay, maybe this is the year that Conceição bags himself like 12, 13 goals on the wing. That'd be a hell of a move if he can do that. But that's what I'm going to be looking for at Juve is how much do these players grow and come into themselves as mature players? I'm also looking at Thuram in the midfield. He's good.
Yeah.
He could reach another level, though. Does he do it this year? So hopefully it works out for Juve as a squad, because if it does, then yeah, I think they could challenge for like top 3. Otherwise, they'll be destined for that 5th, 6th place like they always are.
Last match to cover. It's Super Clasico, baby.
Yes,
Liga
sir.
MX, Mexico's finest matchup, a historic matchup between Club America and my beautiful Chivas de Guadalajara. This Saturday night, it's going to be a must-watch game as America is undefeated in 7 games so far, in really, really good form. 4 straight victories going into this game. 2nd place in the group. And Chivas, with a game in hand, currently in 16th place with 4 points. It's been an abysmal start to the year.
Yeah.
And so for as good as Club America is and how important it is to continue their momentum as they aspire for a championship, this is huge for Chivas, bro. A huge game. Because you win this, you get 3 points, and you're right outside that 10th spot looking in towards Liga. It's the Super Clasico. Mm-hmm. It's the Super Clasico. Form doesn't matter. It's all about heart. It's all about passion. Yeah. Chivas has shown in the past that they can go toe-to-toe and at least make it competitive against America despite their seasonal form. We're going to have to do that again this time because America looks really, really good once again, and Chivas low-key looks ass.
It was terrible, man. 1 win this campaign, that's it. You look at the squad, it kind of makes sense. Alvarado, I say, is their only real, like, genuine, I'd say, top quality attacker for Chivas. But there's definitely talent there.
Oh, yeah. I like the offense, actually.
There's definitely talent. I just don't... I don't see it coming out victorious against this America side specifically, because when you look at America, I mean, they just made one of the most fire signings, I think, in the last decade in Liga MX with Alan Saint-Maximin.
Amazing signing.
Insane signing. Bro, he's still in his prime. He's 27.
And he wants to be there, too.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so dope, bro. I saw the goal he scored the other day, and like, God, dude, I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. What a grab.
2 appearances, both off the bench, 2 golazos. So I'm expecting Saint-Maximin to... Maybe he gets to start... this weekend for the first time as an America player. But either way, America's flowing right now, bro. If it's not Saint-Maximin, you have Brian Rodriguez. You have Victor Davila off the bench. He still has something to give. But it's all the same guys at the back, too, for America. It's the same guys in the midfield. Zendejas just scored a banger for the U.S. men's national team. Yeah. He's going to be popping off out on that right wing. America, for me, just have way too many attacking options, really, for Chivas to manage. But you're all right, man. Every time, no matter Chivas' form, they somehow make this game tight. They always give an extra 20, 30% in this match specifically. And if anything, America, underwhelms a little bit when Chivas really go at them physically, but I just think the Saint-Maximin effect is gonna be the difference here.
It's a huge effect, man. That's a crazy, crazy player to have in this matchup. I've spoken about Chivas before in my solo episode. I love the offense. I think it's fun. Hormiga Gonzalez, Efrain Alvarez has been really good so far for us. Got some young players up there too, but that midfield and especially that defense, bro, shambles, bro. Yeah. Shambles. It's wide open. You can do whatever you want to those defenders, bro. And America having one of the best offenses in Liga MX, I think will punish us, bro. We leave too many gaps open. I don't have any confidence when we're on the defensive side of the ball. That's my biggest worry for not just this game, but for the season. And I think it's going to end up hurting us, and why we probably won't be able to qualify for Liga at the end of the day is our defense. So when it comes to predictions, when it comes to what I expect out of this game, I just want a competitive match, bro. Yeah. I just want to compare. I'd be happy losing 1-0, 2-1. A draw is a win for Chivas here, in my opinion. Yeah. Avoid a blowout. It's our rival. Avoid a blowout, bro. Avoid it. It's scary that the opportunity is there for America to do that. They could definitely win 3-0, 4-0, but avoid it, bro. Especially because if America wins this matchup, this will be their 100th victory over Chivas in their history. It would be a monumental sign of their dominance over us. Whereas Chivas, I think, have about 80 wins over America at the moment.
Damn.
It's be big, bro. So keep it tight, keep it competitive at the very least. That's all I ask. And if Chivas wins, I'm gonna be showing up on this show with a big fucking smile.